I have been informed that my announcement has been deemed disrespectful.
Listen up, Dwayne, you bald fraud!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest of all time!
Seth Rollins, I'm coming for you, boy. I'm coming hard.
I am a visionary! I am a revolutionary!
The never seen 17!
Look at you now, boy! Ah! Look at you now! 4 letters, 1 word.
Last real champion, John Cena!
Cloud.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Rasslin with Juan and Mike, and we are here to give you our SummerSlam Sunday reactions immediately following the show. And
Yeah.
boy, what a main event!
Boy, what a main event it was between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Two guys that just laid it out and they had a story already built in. They couldn't have told the story any better than what they did what they did in the ring tonight. What did you think of the match and what did you think of the show?
Oh, I thought it was a great match. I love the tribute to Dean Ambrose. Seth Rollins doing the rebound clothesline, Roman doing a dirty deed. So I was cool to see that they paid tribute to Dean Ambrose.
Yep.
And overall, I thought it was a good show, especially the beginning. In fact, let's talk about the beginning. It was Sami and Finn for number one contender for the WWE Championship, and then Nick Aldis came out, announced there was another participant. It was Gunther, but then he said, "Oh, I didn't say only one." And we finally saw the return of Kevin Owens.
The return of KO. I did not watch the beginning portion of this show. What did you think of KO and his return?
Oh, man, it was completely unexpected. I know you and me were saying, like, oh, if anything, he'll come out during a match or something, but I didn't think he would actually have a match.
Right.
But
yeah.
He came out to a massive pop. You could see the emotion on his face. So the number one contender match became a fatal four-way, which Kevin Owens ended up winning. And so we are going to get Kevin Owens versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship down the road. And I already know that match is going to be a banger.
Who knows? What is the next PLE heading?
I think, well, the next show is a special edition of Saturday Night's Main Event on Sunday night's main event. But right now, it looks like on the calendar, the next PLE isn't until October for Money in the Bank.
Okay.
So it'll be curious to see if they wait and hold off until Money in the Bank or if we see it before.
Right. Absolutely. So excited to see Kevin
And
Owens
speaking
back.
of Kevin Owens,
He's out
he's
there.
right on the post show right
He's
now.
out on the post show.
You can see the emotion on his face.
New T-shirt, new everything. KO the return. It'll be interesting to see because in storyline, Kevin Owens does not like CM Punk. They had one altercation before. It was like I think it was before
It's like when Punk
WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's like when Punk came back, they looked at each other in the back.
Right. I want to say thank you to
that's great. Him and Big E
Yeah.
shared a moment.
Thank you to everyone that is joining us here on TikTok, talking all things SummerSlam Night 2 from Minneapolis. Kevin Owens returning, winning it was supposed to be a singles match between Finn Balor and Sami Zayn. Ended up turning into a fatal four-way. Kevin Owens returning, winning that fatal four-way. Now is the number one contender for the WWE Championship. I want to say thank you for joining Daniel. Let's see here. DB J Cruz 3.0. All right. I'm not going to even butcher this name. It starts with an N here. Thank you guys.
Thank you for everybody that's watching.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody that's watching right now. But yeah, so KO make a shocking return to a loud pop. Well deserved. He was emotional, so KO won. And then the second match of the night was a dud. It was probably the worst match on the card for both nights. It was a Baron Corbin versus Trick Williams.
Boring Corbin.
It was a very boring match. Baron Corbin won, which I think was a shock to many.
Right.
Because I think even we both predicted Trick Williams would retain.
Right. I thought Trick would retain.
But hopefully this means Trick is getting pushed into the bigger picture.
Right.
And it'll be curious to see where the U.S. championship goes from here.
All right.
Do you get Carmelo Hayes back in there? Do they run it back with Trick Williams and Baron Corbin?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. So we have a new United States champion, but yeah, nothing really, no really big takeaways from the match. The match was a massive dud.
All right. Yeah, I mean, altogether, if you want to say that was the worst match on the card, then I'll accept that. Lil Yachty ended up costing Trick Williams the title.
He botched 2 spots pretty bad.
Let's talk about those 2 spots.
He like got the kendo stick, I think, too late.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he went through the table, he was a little off. He wasn't in the proper position. He still went through the table, but the table like didn't even break. It just had like a crack.
Yeah.
So that match was a dud.
Okay.
But then we go into the third match, which was the WWE Women's Interim Championship 5-way ladder match between Chelsea Green, Lash Legend, Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, and oh man, who?
Did you say
Lash Legend, Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair. Oh, Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton? Okay.
Yeah, Tiffany Stratton. And
I was just gonna say we can leave it at that.
Yeah.
How'd you like that ladder?
It was a little slow for me, but it did pick up towards the end, and a shock. But I think we both had kind of predicted it, and we think it's a great result. Chelsea Green, is your interim women's champion.
Chelsea Green, she's a person that has improved so much in the ring. Her character, she's so over with the fans. She's taken a lot of backlash in terms of like, is the office against her? Is she ever going to get a push? And so, look, Chelsea Green, ever so deserving of being a world champion in WWE, even though it's not technically a real world title in WWE.
It's weird because I feel like they're going to explain that better in the coming weeks. But Michael Cole did say Chelsea Green has won her first world title. So it'll be interesting if they officially recognize it as a world title reign or not. But I think inevitably, I think we both can say this. I think inevitably, Chelsea deserves it, but sadly, it looks like she's just going to job out to Rhea and lose to Rhea.
Who knows? I mean, who knows if they're going to strap the rocket to her? Look, if they want to go all the way and put the world title on Chelsea Green, I'm all for that.
Yeah, I am too. I would be against it. And I think this is also a test for her to see how she can handle being in a big spot.
Yeah.
Being in a main event spot.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad Chelsea won. She deserves it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how it goes. It'll be interesting to see like, is she going to defend the championship or is it just like she's inevitably just waiting until Rhea comes back?
Was there any other bigger spots in that match?
I mean, Tiffy took a couple bumps on the ladder. She took like a power bomb into the ladder, but there wasn't really any like big spots.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I think the crowd didn't really care. The crowd was just happy that Chelsea won.
Yeah.
Because she got the loudest reaction out of anybody.
And I'm sure Matt Cardona is very, very happy.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get lucky tonight for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, all things considered, I'm glad Chelsea Green she's the interim women's WWE champion. And so we'll see. We'll see when Rhea Ripley is cleared here. And so then they can have a proper title match for the world title. Kevin Owens talking about he's on the live after show right now, post show, talking about he's gonna get everything he has.
Yeah, and I think
wow. Yeah.
I think Kevin Owens is definitely a babyface.
Definitely.
It'll be interesting to see because Sammy's gonna say he got screwed, and so this would be interesting if they finally fully make Sammy a heel because he's not a heel yet still.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting if Sammy finally breaks and he's just like, my own best friend screwed me over.
Exactly.
In my own match, he screwed me over.
Yeah. I want to say thank you for joining Diana, Joanne, Higgins, Beach Bum, Jeff, Chonk Chu, Julian. All of you guys, thank you for joining in on our SummerSlam Night 2 recap here. Look, guys, what did you guys think of SummerSlam both nights? What did you guys think of it? Give it a grade, or maybe a 1 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10. What did you guys think of SummerSlam? We want to know. If you guys have any questions right now you want us to answer about WWE, me and Ryan, more than happily talk about it. You guys, what did you think of SummerSlam Night 2?
Yes. And so after the third match, we had the fourth match, which was more of a comedy match, but it worked. It was the Human Monies on a pole
I think that was the worst match.
match.
That was the worst match. That was by far the worst match.
I found it more entertaining than Trick and Corbin.
Really?
That's the only reason I said I just found it to be a little more
Oh,
entertaining.
man, it just
It wasn't a good match. I'm not saying it was a good match.
uh,
They could have just done this match on a Raw.
could have done without this match.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
could have done it on a Raw, but
it's such mid card junk to me.
I think it's just one of those
Dom
things.
Mysterio, he deserves so much better.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think they just wanted both on the card.
Yeah,
But Danhausen ended up winning the Human Monies on a pole. I think that's really all. Joe Hendry came out to help.
yeah. They ended up spreading fake human monies all throughout the crowd.
And it was the Danhausen Human Monies.
Right,
So yeah, that's really all to say about that match.
right.
And then the next match it was a pretty solid match between Chad Gable and Penta for the Intercontinental Championship.
To me, I think the main event was the match of the night, but I think if you want to say second match of the night, I think Chad Gable and Penta was there,
yeah.
right there.
And Chad Gable finally got his crowning moment. He finally won a singles championship. Chad Gable is your new Intercontinental Champion. In a great match, Penta showed his respect. And so let's see what happens with Chad Gable, where he goes from here, if they give him a lengthy run.
Mhm.
And it'll be curious to see where Penta goes from here, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I look at in my head, I'm thinking, look at Chad Gable. It's great that he has won his Intercontinental Championship, but I would not be surprised if tomorrow night on Raw they somehow take that title off him. I feel like, why do I have that feeling? Why do I have that gut instinct?
Even I said it after it feels like a here, damn. Like, here, damn, you got your title.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, pretty much, it's going to feel like when Sammy won the title, it's like, here, damn, now you're a Grand Slam champ. Now shut up.
Right, right. Hopefully Chad Gable can have a lengthy run within Intercontinental Championship. I do see Penta regaining it back at some point. But tonight it was Chad Gable's night. He celebrated. It was so cute. He had all his family, his wife, his two kids. His son was dressed up like him in a singlet and boots. It was the most adorable thing. The daughter looked so confused when she was doing all this. It's all good. The dad, mom, all that.
Mike's favorite person's on screen right now.
Boring Corbin with that fluffy championship. Yeah. Look at that. They need to be done with that fluffy championship with the
I think on Smack he just said he's going to bring back the pristine design. So
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, they just need to be done with that freaking furry championship. I'm sure PETA is knocking on WWE's door right now trying to cause havoc.
Well, you know why they made it, to sell it.
Yeah, I know.
So so that was Chad Gable and Penta. Chad Gable finally gets his much deserved singles championship.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course we go into the main event, and what a match it was.
Yeah, let's talk about that main event. I mean, you got two guys in Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns that, have a long laundry list of history together, being in the Shield, being rivals for the last decade plus. And so they take all the history these guys have been through. And I thought something else was going to happen. Me and Ryan had been talking about it before. I thought to shake things up a little bit, that before the match got started, I thought Adam Pearce was going to come out and say, "Hey, we're going to honor Oba's King of the Ring win, and we're gonna make this a triple threat." I thought that was going to happen. I was almost certain that was going to happen. It did not. We ended up having a straight one-on-one match between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
But I would not be surprised if Oba Femi comes out tomorrow and stakes his claim.
Dude, that'd be
at
insane.
The title.
That'd be insane if Oba Femi somehow got a world title match on Raw and he won the world title on Raw like that.
Yeah, it would be massive, because I don't remember. Well, I mean, we just had the WWE Championship change hands on Raw a month ago.
Right.
But imagine having two world titles change hands on Raw.
But also, I can't see Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I can't see Roman Reigns wrestling back-to-back nights.
Yeah.
Well, but what a match! What a one-on-one match it was between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Talk us through that match.
Yeah, so it started off like very slow, methodical. Seth had counters for for everything. And then the match really picked up. One thing that kind of bugged me, I think it bugged you a little bit too, is that the ref just decided to stop counting.
Yeah, well, we'll do that.
They just forget the rules, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, so you don't count when they're like literally in the crowd, but then when they both go through the table, then you count. Like,
Yeah,
really, like, what's that about?
absolutely ridiculous. So they went outside, and the ref just decided not to count. Should have been a count out. They're out there for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I get it. It's a world title match and it's the main event, but it's like if you're gonna do spots like that, you could have at least done like a no DQ or like no count outs.
Well, similar between there was a spot at WrestleMania between Roman Reigns and CM Punk where Reigns hit. I think he hit Punk with the steel steps outside the ring. Yeah, he didn't hit it. Yeah,
So it's like you said, it's like one of those things they decide to use the rules when they want, they throw them out when they don't.
right.
I mean, nonetheless, it was still a great match. It doesn't take away from it. I just felt like it's a little weird. It's like, so you're just gonna throw the rules completely out the window.
Right. Exactly.
But it was a great match, solid back and forth.
Turned into a finisher spam, for the last 10 minutes of the match.
They both hit each other's finishers. Of course, I mentioned earlier that they both paid tribute to Dean Ambrose, Seth doing the clothesline, Roman doing the dirty deeds.
Right.
So yeah, great match. Honestly, probably the best match the two have had.
Yeah. Those two coming together, before the match ended and just being face to face with each other and just basically just being like, this is you and me. We're going to see who the better man is. And they both gave some haymakers. We had a long yay boo segment of the match.
And then at the end, they both did the shield.
Well, let's talk about the finish of the match.
The finish. Oh yeah, of course, a referee bump because for some reason you can't have a Roman Reigns match without a referee bump.
Yeah.
Which is when I thought the bloodline was going to come out.
Yeah.
I totally thought somebody was coming out.
Yeah.
But nobody came out. But they both did the Shield power bomb into the announce tables. Seth hit his moves, Roman hit his moves. They got the chair, they're gonna do the chair spot. Roman countered it. Roman got the chair and then he threw it out. And he says, "No, we're gonna do this fair and square.
Right.
No chair." And then Roman hit 3 spears, and then the referee finally decided to wake his ass up and count to 3.
Yeah, a long roundabout way of counting to 3. Roman Reigns ends up getting the victory. And I thought, if it was going to be a one-on-one match, I predicted Roman Reigns to be victorious here. It just makes more sense because they eventually want to build up for, I believe, who is the number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, and that's Obafemi.
Yeah, and I definitely think that's the match they want, especially if they want to. I mean, Oba just beat Brock, so it's like, how do you legitimize him further? Mm-hmm. You have him beat Roman Reigns.
Right. Exactly.
And so it'll be interesting to see when that will be and if that's the route they go. And it'll also be curious to see what happens next with the bloodline because they did lose last night. So it'll be interesting to see how Roman will feel about the bloodline because they couldn't get the job done. So it'll be curious to see, where the bloodline story is headed next.
Exactly. But both guys putting their fists together like the old days of the Shield.
Yep.
The mask that Seth Rollins was wearing in his entrance, that was on the ground in the middle of the mat. I think that was supposed to represent Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a great match. You can't take anything away from Seth.
Right.
Even though Seth lost, he still looked like a winner in that match.
Right.
Seth's proven that he can have a good match with anybody. He definitely brings out the best in Roman. The crowd was into it. Definitely solid main event. Deserved to be the main event.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a great match all around. I thought night 2 was, I think match wise, night 1 was the better show, like match quality wise.
Right.
But in terms of moments, I think it was tonight because, like I said, you had Kevin Owens return and win, and then just a solid main event.
Yeah.
And then Chelsea winning and Chad winning. So I think in terms of moments, I think tonight was the better night in terms of moments, but in terms of match quality, night 1 was the better one. Okay. Yeah, night 1
was
assessment. Yeah.
I want to know what you guys think here on TikTok. What you guys think of SummerSlam Night 2? Tell us what you think of SummerSlam Night 1. Hey, if you haven't watched our review of Night 1, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's already on the archives. It's already on Spotify. It's already on YouTube. Guys, go ahead and check out our Night 1 recap of SummerSlam. You're already tuning in to Night 2. So just go ahead, after this, go watch our recap of Night number 1. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I thought SummerSlam was a good show. I need to go back and rewatch the beginning portion.
I definitely think SummerSlam was an overall better show than WrestleMania this year.
As I choked to death.
Yeah, but I definitely think SummerSlam surpassed WrestleMania this year. And I also think that was the case last year. I think last year SummerSlam was better than WrestleMania. So it's kind of crazy that your second biggest show of the year is your best show of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here is Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green with her intern. Oh, okay, that's
definitely
sure.
a toy. That's a
replica title.
That is a replica.
Look how stiff that title she's wearing.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that's a replica.
Well, Rhea has the real thing, and like we said, great moment for Chelsea, but I think unfortunately, I think she's gonna job out to Rhea unless something changes and they're like, what, screw it.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, I don't see Rhea losing.
Right.
Unfortunately, so
going forward here, what do you think happens on Raw and SmackDown this upcoming week?
I definitely think. Well, I know tomorrow big cash returns.
Yeah. Big ass.
It'll be curious to see because I think Roman is advertised for tomorrow.
Could be.
So it'll be curious to see, if we do find out who's next for Roman and if it is Obafemi. It'll be curious to see what's next for Chad Gable.
Yeah.
And to see what's next for Liv Morgan.
I think if Big Cass comes out, he's definitely he's gonna come out with Enzo Amore as a tag team to I think just bolster up that tag team division. They desperately need it.
Yeah, no, they definitely need help in that department. So it'll be Raw is going to be a good one to watch tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see, especially where the direction is going forward, especially heading toward Money in the Bank.
Absolutely.
And I'm also curious to see if it's still probably a little early, but I wonder if we're going to start seeing the build up for who will be in Money in the Bank.
Yeah, exactly. The next biggest PLE is Money in the Bank, and after that will be Survivor Series. And so, we're going to start heading into the fall here of the year, the calendar. And so these PLEs, we're going to have, Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, and that's pretty much going to be it for the calendar year in WWE. I know they're going to have one more Saudi Arabia PLE. They'll probably have two more Saturday Night's Main Events, and that's it.
Yeah, so it's coming up in terms of WWE calendar year. The tail end of it. But also it's still some pretty big shows coming up. Yeah. And like I said, Raw will be interesting to see what happens, especially in SmackDown. I'm curious to see what's going to happen on SmackDown with KO being champ. I want to see how Sammy's going to react. Right. And I wonder how Finn will react too, because Finn will probably be like, "Oh, well, I feel robbed too because I was promised a one-on-one match." Right. Exactly. And then all of a sudden you make it a fatal four-way. So it'll be curious to see how that turns out. I wonder if we get a segment with CM Punk and Kevin Owens.
Oh, most definitely. That's going to be definitely the next PLE coming up. Whatever PLE is coming up at the end of August.
I don't know if there is one at the end of this. Right now on the calendar,
or
the
September.
Next scheduled one is Money in the Bank in October.
But then they're going to have it. I think they're going to go back to Saudi Arabia at some point. Either late August or September, whichever the one is.
If they throw one in,
or Clash in Italy, or because that was the one last year.
Clash in Paris.
In Paris.
So if they do another Clash, perhaps they're still working out the details. But
WrestlePalooza coming up too.
That's what
you can't forget about that.
That's probably what it is.
WrestlePalooza
will probably be the
probably WrestlePalooza. Yeah,
I
can see that happening. At the beginning
WrestlePalooza will probably be the September slot.
Yeah,
especially because they'll probably make a big deal because to commemorate 1 year on ESPN.
Right. Absolutely.
So, they'll go big. So, perhaps that's where you get Kevin Owens and CM Punk.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is going to be a hell of a match.
Absolutely. But what do you guys think? Again, what do you guys think of SummerSlam night number 2? Tell us in the chat. As always, guys, you can follow us on Instagram, on Spotify, YouTube, all of our social medias at Lace Them Up Sport.
Oh yeah, look. Oh yeah, you can look at the title when they zoom in.
Yeah, it's a replica.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
replica.
Mm-hmm. But all right. But yeah, if you gave SummerSlam Night 2 a grade, what would you give it?
Great, I'd give it a B.
Give it a B? Okay. Last night you
I
gave
gave it a B. I gave
night
I
number one
gave
an A.
an A. Yeah, I think yeah, I gave the edge to SummerSlam night one because like I said, I think the matches were better last night. But I think in terms of like moments and shock, it was tonight.
Okay. Okay. I had to go back and rewatch the beginning portion before I give it a grade, but I'll give it to you guys next time you join us on here. All right. Yeah. Any lasting words?
I mean, SummerSlam was great, good weekend for the second, 2 night SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting because they usually announce where it is the following year. So I'm curious to see if we'll find out where it is next year.
Hey, if it's in LA, I would love that.
That's why I was
SoFi Stadium,
I was
maybe?
even saying I was like, well, maybe they go to SoFi.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. So it'll be curious to see where they go next. But yeah, so a good solid weekend. I thought SummerSlam was definitely one of the better shows of the year. I definitely think SummerSlam was better than WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
yeah, like I said, a solid main event. So
Yeah.
and so yeah, overall, I think SummerSlam was a good show. I think SummerSlam delivered.
I think so too.
I think
Yeah.
it delivered.
I think it delivered way more than WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, especially
Yeah.
especially tonight, because even I was saying like, and tonight the card's not that good. And then with some things that happened, I'm like, you know what? They stepped up.
What's up, Sammy? How are you? This is my partner Ryan from Rasslin with Ryan. But anyways, yeah, I think SummerSlam was definitely it delivered way better than WrestleMania did this year, just because of both nights. The WrestleMania night one was a complete stinker, and both nights for SummerSlam I feel like were decent.
Yeah, and but one thing I will say, the night 2 main event for WrestleMania was a banger, and the night 2 main event for SummerSlam was also a banger.
Exactly.
So for some reason, there's something about the night 2 main event this year.
She says, "What's up, Ryan and Mike? Love the commentary. Keep it up. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it."
Yes. Wednesday we're gonna have another Dodgers podcast. The Dodgers just acquired Tarek Skubal from the Tigers.
Yeah,
the Dodgers keep ruining
baseball.
Baseball, I love it.
I hope you know that.
Oh, this guy's a Dodger hater.
I hope you know there's going to be no baseball season next year.
Who cares? Look at one.
If y'all do not win the World Series, you guys. If y'all do not win the World Series,
who
someone's
cares?
getting fired.
We already have 2. How would you fight? We already have 2. 3 is just the cherry on top.
Oh, Sammy say that. At least
Exactly. Count the rings, baby. Count the rings.
I'm not counting the Mickey Mouse ring in 2020.
Oh, okay. You know what? It's fine. You don't have to count that. I count that one, but you don't have to count that one. All right. You could be blind and not count that one. We're still counting 1, 2, 3. But at least for right now, 2. But anyways, that's for Wednesday. This is wrestling.
What's my team? My team is the Angels. I am an Angels fan. And
he's also a Padres fan.
I became a Padre fan by default because I went to school. I went to college in San Diego. But also Petco Park is the best baseball. You can't lie. Petco Park is the best baseball park. Especially because I was there last year for Survivor Series. Yeah, I was at Petco last year for Survivor Series.
No, man.
Great view.
Nope. Hey, look, I like going to Petco and watching. Seeing the dogs.
I went for SummerSlam.
I went for the kitties. I like going to Petco and looking at the animals, right? But like an actual Petco, not Petco Park. Anyways. All right. SummerSlam is in the books. Oh man, she says, tough time to be an Angels fan, but I do honestly love Petco Park. Oh man.
Yeah.
See, don't
see?
Don't feed into his ego here.
See? It's a tough time to be an Angels fan. Yeah, it's always a tough time.
Yeah.
But it's okay. That's how most of my teams
It is
are.
a gorgeous stadium, but
That's how most of my teams are. 'Cause my NFL team Hey, at least my NFL team beat your team, and then
Talking about
we beat you in the regular season,
regular
and then
season.
y'all got bailed
Right.
out. Y'all got bailed out by the refs in the postseason.
Mhm.
But whatever. That we're not here to talk about other sports. We're here to talk about wrestling. This is a wrestling podcast.
Exactly. Anyways, so SummerSlam is in the books here. Monday Night Raw tomorrow night, and then we just go forward into the fall for WWE. WrestlePalooza, Money in the Bank, Survivor Series, and then that's going to be pretty much it. A couple Saturday night main events.
Yeah, and of course, like we said, you're gonna probably slap WrestlePalooza in September.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because like I said, they probably make a big deal to commemorate 1 year
Yeah.
on ESPN. So yeah, so I think Raw and SmackDown are both gonna be good. And honestly, thinking about SmackDown's future is looking pretty good right now.
I hope so because now you got Randy Orton back. You have Kevin Owens back.
You got CM Punk on the show.
Yep. Yeah, some big names. Obviously, you got Cody, and so some big names on SmackDown.
And we still have Drew McIntyre to return in the future.
Who knows? If Drew McIntyre returns, I could see him coming back on Raw.
Yeah, I could see him coming back as a babyface.
Right, because I think Raw could use another big babyface as well.
Yeah, especially or the only way I could see him still staying as a heel is if he goes after Oba.
Yeah,
with the title. That's the only way I see him. But other than that, it's a matter of time before we see Drew McIntyre back. But again, it's great to see Kevin Owens back.
Right.
But yeah, SummerSlam was a good show. And so I give props. I think WWE delivered and stepped up in a time where they desperately needed it.
Right.
So hopefully this is a sign of things to come. Hopefully this means we get better book shows in the future. And like I said, it all starts tomorrow and SmackDown.
Yep.
Especially because now they kind of treat the Raw and SmackDown after SummerSlam. They kind of treat it as a big deal now, like after WrestleMania.
They do.
So it'll be interesting to see if we get any more surprises this week. Like we already know Big Cass is coming tomorrow, but makes me wonder.
Big ass.
So it makes me wonder if what else is in store.
Right. Exactly.
And then also the question is now is like, where does Seth Rollins go from here too?
Right. Yeah.
Does he stay in the title picture, or does he take some time off? Does he move down into the mid card?
Also, too, Braun Breaker. You got to think, where does Braun Breaker go? He wasn't even on the card this year, so he has to take that.
Especially he was on the card last year.
Yeah.
So just to think, there's a lot of names that were on the card last year that didn't make the card this year.
So I feel like WWE needs a big shakeup coming out of SummerSlam. Where do these guys fit in? And it'll be interesting to see.
And one thing I will also say, it'll be interesting to see if, like I said, what other surprises in store. It makes me wonder, are we going to see the return of Stephanie Vaquer?
No, probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now that Liv retained the.
Yeah, and then another thing, I don't know how soon it'll be. I don't know if it'll be Raw or SmackDown, but we're due for Naomi to come back at some point.
I'd give that a little bit more time because she's pregnant. What month last year? She announced her pregnancy.
She already had the baby.
But dude, you got to give that a lot more time. It took Becky Lynch 2 years to come back. It took which other female wrestlers have been pregnant?
Well, Bianca's pregnant right now.
Bianca's pregnant right now. Look, you just never know. You never know how pregnancy is going to affect. Obviously, we're men, and we know nothing. Yeah. We know nothing about women's biology. Biology here.
But at the same time, we don't know how motivated Naomi is.
Sure, but you don't even know where she's at in terms of her health, and so not her health, but her recovery, and so.
I'm not saying she's going to return anytime soon. I am just saying we are due for a Naomi return.
If there's anybody that knows anything about women's biology in terms of giving birth and then coming back to be a pro athlete, please chime in.
Anyways, I'm just saying that. I'm just saying, maybe by the end of this year, or maybe Royal Rumble, we see a Naomi return. But we are due for a Naomi return at some point.
Yeah,
at some point. But also another name that we haven't mentioned that's been off TV for a while, Becky Lynch.
Has it been a while?
It has. Becky hasn't been seen.
A month, right?
She hasn't been seen since she lost to Sol Ruka.
That was a month and a half ago.
Almost 2 months.
Yeah, well.
So it'll be curious to see where she goes, and if she's going to come back, is she going to be a heel still?
Yeah.
Or is she going to come back as a babyface?
Yeah.
So that's again, a lot could happen tomorrow on Raw.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, guys, we're gonna end the stream here and the podcast. But if you guys have any questions, you can write us at latestsumuptakes@gmail.com. I want to thank you guys for who are all joining in here on TikTok for night two recap of SummerSlam. Any lasting words, Ryan?
Yeah, just again, thank you guys for tuning in. Couldn't do this without you, and
Yeah.
yeah, again, just another good weekend of wrestling. I thought SummerSlam was a great show. And I definitely think it was desperately needed after because they've kind of had bad booking the last couple of really the whole year. So I felt like this was a big step in the right direction.
Right. Yeah.
So hopefully, like I said, hopefully this is a sign of good things to come.
Yeah. Exactly. But all right, everybody.
Hopefully this is like a turning point in the positive direction.
Make sure to follow us on all of our social medias at Lace 'em Up Sports. And yeah, we're on Instagram, YouTube. You guys know the drill. All right. We will see you guys next time. We are ending the podcast here. And